Hey everybody, welcome to English 101 with David Hancock, and in today's video we're going to talk about declarative sentences. And lordy, I do declare. Sorry, I have to get that out of my system every time I talk about declarative sentences. So what are declarative sentences? Well, declarative sentences make a statement. So as you might have guessed, being that this is a video about declarative sentences, we're starting off with a declarative sentence. Declarative sentences make a statement is itself a declarative sentence. What it is doing is it is saying a thing. This whiteboard is white. Maybe not under these lights or with my camera's white balance settings, but in reality, it is white. That's another declarative sentence. So declarative sentences make a statement. This is what they do, and this is an example of a declarative sentence. A declarative sentence always ends with a period, end of story. This is what they need to end with. That's the piece of punctuation that ends this declarative sentence. And if you'll remember, if you've seen my sentence structure video, a sentence itself is made up of subject, verb, and predicate. That's the three parts that are mandatory for any sentence. So we just said that declarative sentences make a statement is in and of itself a declarative sentence. The first thing we need to do is look at this and figure out what makes it a sentence. So I'm going to give you a couple seconds here. Take a look at this and see if you can identify the three parts of a sentence. And through the magic of video editing, the three parts of a sentence are now written right here as a guide to help you. Okay, coincidentally, that time that you had lasted just as long as the amount of coffee I needed to drink. So, declarative sentences make a statement. Subject, declarative sentences. What do you guys think the verb's going to be? Do I hear make? That's correct. That's the verb. And that means that a statement is the predicate. Subject, verb, predicate. Declarative sentences make a statement. What we have here is a declarative sentence making a statement demonstrating what it's supposed to do and how it's a complete sentence. And then at the end we have a period because declarative sentences, in order to be a declarative sentence, have to end with a period. And if you've been paying attention as I've talked throughout this video, you'll have noticed that basically everything I've said, with a few exceptions, is in and of itself a declarative sentence. And that's because the vast majority of speech that we do when we're in a setting like we are right now, where I'm conveying information, is done with declarative sentences. Declarative sentences do the heavy lifting of conveying information. And again, if you were following along, you'll have noticed about the last 5 or 6 sentences in a row that I've said were declarative sentences. So this is what a declarative sentence does. It makes a statement. Declarative sentences convey information. Declarative sentences can answer a question, end in a period, and form a complete sentence. So this is what declarative sentences do. So let's ask what it is that declarative sentences don't do. Declarative sentences do not ask questions. Declarative sentences do not form incomplete sentences. Other than that, that's basically what they don't do. They can do most other parts of a paragraph, most other things you need to do with writing. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to write 3 sentences on the board. One of them will be a declarative sentence, and the other 2 will not be, and I'll give you a second to identify which one is which. So here are 3 sample sentences, and one of them is a declarative sentence. The first one is, "Where's Papa going with the axe?" Literally the best first line in English literature, right there. If you haven't read Charlotte's Web, you should. That's the first sentence out of the book. It's a great book. "You scratched my car!" exclamation point. And "This guy's handwriting is terrible," said everyone ever who's seen me write. So, one of these 3 is a declarative sentence. So let's take a look at what the rules for a declarative sentence are, and we'll figure out which one it is. Where's Papa going with the axe? Does that make a statement? No, it asks a question, evidenced by the question mark at the end of the sentence. And as we heard earlier in the video, declarative sentences have to end in a period, so we know that it cannot be that sentence, but we will be learning what kind of sentence that is in 2 weeks. You scratched my car! Exclamation point. Well, that does in fact make a declaration. But it's not really a declarative sentence because, again, it ends in an exclamation point and not a period. So in 3 weeks, we'll find out what kind of sentence that is. Which leaves us with only, this guy's handwriting is terrible. It is. I know. So this makes a declaration, a statement of fact. My handwriting is in fact terrible. Declarative sentence. So, without copying, so I'll tell you what, if you've made it this far in the video, without copying any of the declarative sentences that we've seen in this video, why don't you write a declarative sentence in the comments, keeping it polite. I do police these things a little bit. And if it's a good declarative sentence, I'll let you know that you've got it. And if it's not, I'll help you along the way with understanding what a declarative sentence is. Thank you, everyone, and just remember, as long as you take care of the sentence will take care of you. A declarative sentence always ends with a period. Period, end of story. That's how you end. That is really off kilter. Declarative sentences do not form incomplete. Oh my gosh, my handwriting is so terrible.